This leads me to believe my theory, which is that people who get prenups usually don't get divorced. So prenups, what I will tell you is I have a theory, and it's kind of unfalsifiable, but the theory is, because I've been a divorce lawyer for 25 years, I've done hundreds, if not thousands now of prenups. And usually a prenup is a very friendly transaction because it's a negotiation, but it's not the kind of hardcore negotiation you have at the end of a marriage. It's much more, these are two people who like each other, they have an abundance of optimism. Theoretically, you're catching them in a moment where they like each other a whole lot because they're about to get married. So at the end of the transaction, they still feel really good about you. And it's not an expensive thing. You don't burn a lot of money doing a prenup. Like the most expensive prenup I think I've ever done was probably $10,000, $15,000, which the retainer to start a divorce is $25,000 to $50,000. So, it's not a big profit thing for lawyers. And what I will say is very few of the hundreds, if not thousands of prenups I've done, I think I've only done 3 divorces for someone who I did a prenup for. So this leads me to believe my theory, which is that people who get prenups usually don't get divorced. I think, and I actually think that makes sense to me because the level of like open, vulnerable, brave conversation you have to have to negotiate and discuss the terms of a prenup, if you have that and you have that ability to like say to your partner something that might upset them in the short term, but is important in the long term for both of you to feel safe, I think that that's a very useful skill and probably bodes well for the relationship. So I think a question like, hey, how do you feel about things like a prenup? How do you feel about, how the state handles when people end their marriages? I think that's a useful dialogue to have.